Hey, what's up, folks? This is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, the channel that always has your back and tells it like it is. Well, the topic of today's video is Bitcoin goes bull. So I wanted to do a video on Bitcoin today to specifically tell you why I think we are going bull from here. We've got some indicators in the chart that confirm we have broken out of a 4-month downward trend. So this is a really big deal. What it means is that the entire crypto market is on the next big leg upward, and you don't want to miss it, all right? Now, we're at the very beginning of this, so there's a ton of opportunities still to take advantage of this. And so what I'm going to be showing you in today's video is we're going to be looking at the chart. I'm going to be showing you the indicators that I see and what I think they mean and where we're going from here. So hopefully you've been following the channel. You've had your DCAs going all along, stacking those sats or stacking whatever altcoins you got. And you're prepared for the big move upward, all right? So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit the like button. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you click the bell, you'll be made aware whenever I post time-sensitive content just like this. And now, let's get it going. All right, well, you're all finally getting what you've been waiting for. This is the big Bitcoin breakout. So the first thing I want to talk about in today's video is the breakout of the downward trend. Now you can see here, I drew these two white lines. These are the downward trend that Bitcoin has been trading within for roughly the last 3 to 4 months. This goes all the way back to October when we first entered into this channel. And it has continued up until roughly just a couple of days ago. Now, I was kind of waiting on a confirmation to see, do we fully break out of this trend line? And I can say today that yes, we have broken out of the trend. So this is definitely a bullish indicator, all right? So that is our number one item that we're looking at here. Now, number two, I wanted to point out that the 20-day estimated moving average, the EMA, showed a nice bump upwards right about here that corresponded with that green bar. So that's a big deal, right? I always talk about the EMAs on this channel. I think you could do your entire crypto trading strategy based off these EMAs. And that right there is very bullish. And you can see here where the 50-day is right about here. So it's not too far out of the equation for that 20-day to cross bullishly over the 50 days. So I think that could be coming real soon. So keep an eye on that, all right? Now, the other interesting thing, and you can look at this as a bullish or bearish indicator, depending on the view. This is sort of a, a glass half empty, glass half full type of thing, is volume. So when we look at volume, one thing that I've been talking a lot is that we really had sort of a baseline drop off, kind of right about the end of June. So last summer, where the volume really dropped off in Bitcoin. Now, even with that volume drop off, you can see in the chart, it's still moved upward. And we had a couple nice volume spikes that were all through here. This is all buying, which sent it upward. Later we showed, a couple different red spikes, when things trended downward. But the interesting thing here is, so just the other day, right about down here, we had this huge green volume spike right here that came through the line. That's a big deal. Now, as we slowly inched up, then we had another nice little volume spike here. So that's really kind of what you're looking for. I mean, you are looking for volume spikes to occur, and that's indicative of a new trend forming. And it looks like that is happening. Now, the glass half empty view would say, well, yeah, we're moving upwards, but look at the volume. I mean, it's still nowhere near what it was. And that's true. But these little spikes right now in the short term could be indicative of volume returning very soon. All right. So as that starts to happen, definitely breaking out of this channel was a big deal. And really, you want to look at these EMAs to see if they're going to cross here bullishly. That's a big deal. And then if we cross that 200-day moving average, that's the golden cross. That's the one we're all waiting for. We are definitely blasting off from there. So, a lot of the different posts that I've seen out there say, we've only really had about maybe 2 buying impulses, and there's probably about 2 more left in this run. So it's very possible we have now entered that third buying impulse, which by all accounts should be absolutely huge. Okay. Now let me go out of this screen real quick. So coming back here, now this is a bit of a bearish indicator. Is the RSI is way up here, kind of in this overbought territory. You know, it's a little high for me. Okay, so I would have loved it to be down here and then breaking out because we'd have a lot more room to run. Now that being said, we're still heading in the right direction, but we could have a little bit of a dip from here. You know, kind of, you know, if you look back here, like let's say around the beginning of October. You know, it kind of dipped down a little bit, but you can see in the chart, we kept moving up the whole time, right? And then even when it dropped down, it really didn't drop down very far. So though this is a bearish indicator, it's not that bearish. And that's why I wanted to show you. Now, lastly, we also have money flowing into Bitcoin. And this is probably one of the most important things along with those EMAs is when you're looking at the market cipher here, you can see the red wave is lessening, right? So if you look back here, the last time that happened was around July. And, you know, we probably bottomed out down here. We were somewhere around, what's that, about 30,000-ish. And we moved all the way up to, you know, 69 to that all-time high, okay? So that's the last time that happened. So I think this is definitely indicative of a new trend occurring here. So by all accounts, it looks like Bitcoin is going to be on the move. And with that, the crypto market is going to be moving with it. So hopefully you've been capitalizing with your DCAs while the market has been down and you're in a prime position now for that upward trend. So hopefully you can see by watching that video that there is excitement in the air within Bitcoin, right? So we are moving upward. Now, we could have some more volume coming our way. We barely even scratched the surface for volume. So we are moving upward on fairly low volume. But what I think it is indicative of is we finally got to that point where, you know, only the people holding are the long-term holders, the hodlers, and we've been adding to positions ever since, right? So it looks like things are moving upward. I think we're going to be moving upward for potentially quite a while here. Really what we got to do is we got to keep an eye on those EMAs to ensure that they do cross bullish. And if they do, this could be a huge leg upward for the crypto market. Now, I do have to readily admit that I actually thought it would take maybe a couple more weeks for this to happen, but it looks like it's happening a little sooner than I thought. Sometimes when you see a trend within a chart and you see support lines, etc., it doesn't always go to that very end of that trend within there till it hits the support. Sometimes it'll bounce sooner. And it kind of looks like Bitcoin has done that. So, you know, we definitely have some confirmation that we broke out. That's a really big deal. We'll see where it goes from here. But by all accounts, this is very bullish news, very bullish for the market. I expect quite a few green days coming from this one. And so in the meantime, you know, if you're watching this video now, you're still very early on this next run up. So hopefully those DCAs have done some justice for you while the market was down. I know I had numerous ones going the whole time. You know, we'll see when I decide to turn those off. I haven't turned them all off just yet. And there's a few other things I'm kind of picking up in the meantime, switching some things around. In particular, picking up a little more PDEX because I am very bullish on PDEX. As you know, I had this tweet recently where I tweeted about the market cap of PDEX. Huge opportunity there with PDEX, so really like that one. And, you know, the bottom line here is that the market is moving upward, all right? So hopefully all the doom and gloom of the last 4 months is finally over. Hopefully we can feel good for a little bit. But, you know, you never know exactly what's going to happen. That's why I really like to keep an eye on the EMAs, and I like to keep an eye on that money inflow and outflow. That's the most important. And with the EMAs, they're kind of, you know, the pop-up that we had on the 20-day EMA shows that it will probably most likely cross bullishly over the 50-day. That's impressive. And then that money inflow in the market cipher. Follow the money, right? So if the money is coming back into Bitcoin, then that means that the crypto market is going to be moving upward. All right? So that's it for today's video. Hopefully it makes sense. If you got any comments on what you've been doing throughout the downtrend, by all means, leave them. I'd love to hear about what you're doing, what you're stacking. You know, what your plans are now that it looks like we have confirmation the market's moving upward. You know, get those rocket ships ready. I think we're, you know, about to blast off here. So, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget that I'm also on Twitter at KIR Finance, where you can find me tweeting and retweeting on a regular basis. Check me out there. I've also now got some new shirts in the merch shop, some new designs. Check those out. They're pretty cool. And for a friendly reminder, this is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, channel that always has your back, tells it like it is, and I will see you on the next one. Later.